What's up, heathens? How y'all doing? I got a little bit better of a screen before I actually go live, so it's not just me like fucking staring off into space, probably picking my nose or something.
Fuck. Sorry.
Little technical difficulty there. So, the number one thing on y'all's mind is, what about all this motherfucking peanut butter? Well, we actually had a very successful campaign.
We did.
Yeah, Casey, how much money were we able to raise?
Nearly $1,000.
We were able to raise nearly $1,000 for peanut butter, which bought these magical motherfuckers right here. These are pretty awesome things. Now, the guy that was taking them actually counts jars in a different way. And you're going to see this in the little vlog that we are kind of producing. But he counts them by 16 ounces. So every 16 ounces is a jar. That means that we were able to actually buy 800 jars of peanut butter and give it to the man.
Yeah.
So, and this is a keto friendly one. It's got no high fructose poison syrup stuff. The literal ingredients are roasted peanuts, sugar, palm oil, and salt.
That's it.
That's it. That's all it is. So this is what your money bought, and we have evidence to show that we dropped it off. So you will see that soon in a vlog on the channel.
Yeah, the guy was really nice. He gave us, he had a box of bracelets that the kids had made out of cereal boxes. He gave us one of those, and he gave us a little Haitian doll. Where's our little doll?
I don't know, honey. Where did you put our Haitian doll?
I don't know. I'll find her. But I was very tired after we dropped off all that peanut butter yesterday. So anyway, yeah. it was a good time.
I get to show off my muscles.
Yeah. So
my muscles were very veiny.
Yeah, so it was nice. The guy was super nice, and even though he works on behalf of his God and whatever, he's doing good for kids, and so that's pretty cool. We'll have a drive we're going to do next month. Can I tell them about it?
Yeah.
Next month, we're going to collect any kind of printed t-shirts. Harry said that the kids down there love any kind of shirt that has any kind of printed on it. So any kind of print screen shirts. And we know that tons of people have just piles of print screen shirts laying around. Kid size, adult size for the teenagers and things like that. So we're going to put out our P.O. box and collect screen printed shirts of any type. And as long as they don't have to be new. Worn ones, as long as they're in decent shape and clean, preferably, please. We'll be collecting those next month.
Apparently, we had somebody subscribe to the Patreon for $5. Thank you, Sun Sky Stone. Appreciate it. So yes, we're going to be doing that next month. But of course, today we are not here for the good, wholesome charity stuff that we do here on this channel. Because we're dirty fucking heathens. We're here to make fun of shit and learn some shit. So today is Flat Earth Friday. We've got a Flat Earth video. Before that, we got some Today I Learns and Haitian dolls.
It's not a voodoo doll.
It's not a voodoo doll. It's just a doll that the Haitian kids made.
That's the first thing he said to us when he handed it to us. Not a voodoo doll.
But we're going to be doing that, and I hope that you guys enjoy the show. Of course, as always, I will interrupt the show for Super Chat, so if you want something read on the screen and me respond to it or talk about it, then please, you can do a Super Chat. Otherwise, everything's going to have to wait until the very end when there's like nobody here. So, let's get on with Today I Learned. Today I learned. All right. Today I learned Guy Fieri fed 5,000 fire evacuees per day during the 2017 Santa Rosa wildfires. So yeah, everybody that makes fun of Guy Fieri and Flavatown can flavor fuck off. Apparently, I don't know. It seems pretty awesome for him to do that for those people. Christopher says send them a heathen shirt. That would be interesting. I don't know if he would take the heathen shirt, although it does have printed shit on it. So I don't know. All right, so let's see what's next on Today I Learned. I gotta get my comments thing, and I gotta go and find the next Today I Learned because I got a lot of Today I Learns.
I have a heathen shirt.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people to get the heathen shirt. So if you get a heathen shirt, be like Shannon did and tweet it out to me. Let's see. Hold on. I didn't get a chance to like organize all of my hate comments. Normally I can organize them before and I can get like my Today I Learns, but today not so much. Okay. Today I learned that a study found that poor communication between nurses and doctors, which is one of the primary reasons for patient care mistakes in hospitals. One barrier is that the hospital hierarchy puts nurses at a power disadvantage, and many are afraid to speak the truth to the doctor. So please don't just suck the doctor's asshole for me. If I'm in for something, give me the hard shit. Like, give me the truth. I don't want you to sugarcoat the shit. Just give it to me straight. If I got cancer, don't say I got a fungal infection. Because that's not true. But this is kind of interesting that a study found this. So yeah, we're gonna do one more because we always do the threes. You know, the magical number of 3. Here's an unsung hero that we don't really ever hear about. Today I learned of Claudette Colvin, a 15-year-old African-American girl from Montgomery, Alabama, who was arrested in 1955 after she refused to give up her seat on a bus to a white woman, telling the bus driver, "It's my constitutional right to sit here." She did this 9 months prior to Rosa Parks' famous protest. And I feel like everybody that stood up during that time and used their voice, used their rights, should be noticed. And so I appreciate Claudette for the sacrifice that she made for being that brave and doing that for all of us. So yeah, which I mean I'm a Puerto Rican white guy, so I don't know if all of us really kind of works there, but you get what I'm saying. I mean, civil rights are important to everybody. Come on. Anyways, that's Today I Learned. Or wait, hold on. Do I need to? Today I learned. I'll figure out a consistent strumming pattern later. All right, guys. All right, so let's go on ahead and get the flat Earth proof that we're all waiting for. Let me get everything situated here because apparently VLC changed their shit up and now it can't actually capture through the software. But anyways, all right, so this guy, it's a video titled, "What's Your Number One Proof of the Flat Earth?" So he's going to lay out his number one proof, his best proof ever for saying that the Earth is flat. As I focus the camera. So we're going to be doing that, and if you will, help me out by sharing out the video. Let people know that we're discussing this whole flat earth bullshit if they want to come in. I feel like I'm funny. You might disagree. We're going to get to the comments later and show how I'm actually not. But yeah, we're going to do this shit. Y'all ready? KC, you ready? Okay.
I'm ready.
MBFE, quality flat earth videos. I have to say, quality flat earth videos, now this actually is kind of quality like flat earth video right here. Obviously the guy, he's not working off of a phone, he's got an actual camera, he doesn't live in a van. That's already a plus. He might be working out of a community center. I don't know, but I mean, who cares? A space is a space. But I mean, so yeah, I would have to say this right here is probably some of the top quality as far as form goes. but I doubt the argumentation is quality.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is M. Benz, back with another video for you here today. And today, we're talking...
So you gotta lead off strong with a lot of energy, like, what's up, heathens? How y'all doing? Like, you gotta lead off like that. Like, you gotta energize people. You can't be like, back with another video today. It's like, we know you're back with a video. I guess you could also say, oh, well, we know you want to know how we're doing. Actually, you know what? I'm doing good, GE. How you doing? At least that's the reaction I get out of KC. I know. Sorry, I was positioning the video.
Talking about your number one proof that the earth is flat. So, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because every time you get together with family, get together with a group of friends who aren't flat earthers, and you're the only flat earther, that's pretty much the question they all ask is, well, what's your proof? How do you know if the earth's flat? Well, what's your number one proof? Blah, blah, blah.
Well, I don't know. I feel like, I don't think they'd ask such a targeted question of what's your number one proof. I do think that they would probably ask you, well, why do you think that the earth is flat? Because it just seems like bullshit to me. I get them asking that. I think that it's a reasonable question, and I appreciate him putting out this video for me to rip apart.
And I always go,
Well, Josiah Hansen says Nadine and I are getting married with a Purple Heart soon. Coming soon. Yay, awesome, Josiah. I'm glad. Way to go. You know, that's the second one of these announcements that's been on the show. Yeah, well, I mean, the first one was me actually proposing for somebody, Godless Iowan. Love you, bud.
Okay, well, I ask you guys the same question. And for you guys who aren't, you know, flat earthers, who believe in the spinning parrot and outer space and all that NASA, science, religion, garbage, post a comment down below with your number one proof on why the earth isn't flat.
Oh, hold on. I got it pulled up right here. Comments are enabled, guys. Link in the description. Go there and just read.
Me know why you think the earth isn't flat other than something to do with NASA. I guess if you want to use NASA as a reason, something NASA did, a NASA photo, a NASA mission, telescope.
Hold on. So proofs of the globe. 1, NASA images. It is Photoshop, but it has to be. Hold on. We get it. It's Photoshop, but it has to be. It's Photoshopped, but it has to be. God, I can't get that song out of my head. Proofs of the globe. 1, NASA images. No, NASA images would not be the thing that I point to. Obviously, we do have pictures of the globe, but regardless of if it's a NASA image or an ESA image or a JAXA image, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you get images from the every agency that could be up there, but you can also get images from like a balloon that you can send up high in the sky if you so chose. So, I mean, images in general of the globe Earth would be a good bit of evidence that you could point to. 2, public indoctrination. There's no, like, I like how they reframe teaching and education to public indoctrination. Like, it's not public indoctrination, you dipshit. It's just teaching people what we already know. We know because the scientists said so. No. See, this is the thing that a lot of flat earthers don't understand, is that we're not using an appeal to authority. They're not saying, oh, this scientist says it's a globe, so therefore it is a globe. We're saying, oh, look, here's the evidence. It is supported by a lot of other evidence, and a lot of other people agree that this evidence is true. So the possibility of it actually being false is way low, like maybe 0.5% or something. Like, that's the probability of it being just completely false. Would be my thing. Like, it's the evidence that the scientists present, not the scientists themselves. And then 3, popular opinion. Everyone else believes it, so it must. So it must be true. That's not it at all. It's not because it's popular or anything like that. It's because it's what we observe. So no, nothing in this image is actually real. Nothing in this image is actually, scientific or provable in any kind of way. This is a straw man.
That's put into space. Be my guest, I guess. Be my guest. But I want to know your number one proof from your experience that the Earth isn't flat. Now,
could we just get to it already? God damn, it is 1 minute and 15 seconds in.
when I get asked what's my number one proof that the Earth is flat, I always tell them water. And
wait, what?
they give me a look. And they give me that weird look.
Did he say that it's water? I think he just said, it's water.
I go, well, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. And I bring up the experiment that still hasn't been done where masses of water occur to the outside of a spinning ball. Anytime.
Okay, I'll stop you right here, there. I don't even know what his name is. I don't want to make up a name. M. Benz. M. We'll go with M because that's easy for my dumbass to remember. M, listen. Water does curve. If you have a mass that is big enough, water will stick to it. Like, for instance, the fucking Earth. I'm not exactly sure how big of a mass you would need to be in order for water to remain on the Earth, for gravity to hold it on the Earth. But what we do know is that the Earth is big enough for that shit. We know that other planets are big enough for that shit. So no, this is not proof of a flat Earth. Water does curve. You could easily prove this with geometry, because you have to get so far up in your vantage point in order to even see a curve. Like, you have to go so far across a body of water in order for the curve to actually start taking effect. You also have to consider like light refraction over the surface of the Earth. So, a really good example of this is the skyline from Michigan, the Chicago skyline from Michigan. Because at certain points in time, you can actually see more of the Chicago skyline than you would normally be able to. And that's because of light refraction that makes light kind of curve with the curvature of the Earth. And so you can see more of it. That's a really good one. But, we know that water curves, as you would say. Water... See, here's the thing, is that when you take the globe model into complete consideration with context and everything like that, we would say that the Earth is massive. It's a massive globe. And then gravity is what holds things onto it because of how massive the Earth is. And that's how water can, quote unquote, stick to it. Now, because water is stuck to it via gravity, as the Earth spins, the Earth is making the water go as fast as the Earth is spinning. That's why I can jump up and come back down in the same spot, because for one thing, I'm not jumping up high enough for the ground to actually move beneath me. But if you were to get to a high enough vantage point and like drop a ball or something, and there was like no wind factor at all, you would notice a change in position. Okay, so, and that's called the Coriolis effect, Coriolis effect, whatever. So yeah, that's my whole spiel. Let's see where he goes with this.
Anytime you put water in any vessel, any container, watch my water video, episode 3. Anytime you put water into...
Let's see, hold on. I'm stopping this so I can read it before it actually just moves off of it. Apparently he has 3 episodes about just talking about water. Let's see. If the natural physics of water is to find and maintain its level, and large bodies of water need to be contained and do not conform to the exterior of shapes or objects, and 71% of the Earth's surface is covered in water. Okay, so first off, I have to say right here, he says that they do not conform to the exterior of shapes or objects. Well, obviously water does conform to the container that it's in. And also, these fucking things are not big enough and don't have enough mass in which for water to cling to, for it to pull water onto and hold there. So, right off the bat, you're in a totally different reference frame for testing this whole thing. It's also not like it's a law that water finds and maintains its level. I mean, water is going to be drawn to the center of the earth, and then water as a fluid fills the container that it's in. But I mean, that's just fluid dynamics. Like, it's not like just a property of water. That's just fucking fluid dynamics. How can you be living on a spinning ball covered with water? Gravity, bitch! Like, I wish I had a clever way of telling you that it was gravity, but I've said gravity so many times at this point that, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you or how else to say it to you. You gotta have a body, a spatial body that is big enough and has enough mass to actually hold things to the surface, to like hold an atmosphere and shit. Like, you have to have something that's big enough like that. That shit right there is not going to be big enough to actually hold, like, to have gravity. I mean, it's not like fucking Family Guy where Brian throws a TV and it, like, orbits around Peter because he's so massive that he has an orbit. Like, that's not how things work.
Any vessel, container, or whatever, water finds its level, does not curve. I've seen little instances of people saying water droplets and this and that. Well, water droplets actually disprove gravity. So we're not talking about...
Whoa. You cannot just throw shit in there like that. It's like... You can't just throw shit in there like, water droplets disprove gravity, motherfucker. Like, you can't just throw that in there and expect me to be all like, oh, yes, of course, water droplets disprove gravity. Why didn't I fucking think of that? I mean, I would love to know how they actually disprove gravity. I mean, because to me, like, water droplets in the air represent, like, a collection of molecules that form in a three-dimensional space, and they actually form a spherical shape. So, to me, it would seem like if the Earth was in the middle of a three-dimensional space like it is, it would form a fucking spherical shape. Like, it's directly correlated just by how, like, atoms and mass and matter work in a three-dimensional space. That's just how shit works.
Little things of water, little water droplet. We are talking about masses of water. So when people always ask me, Mike, what is your number one proof that the Earth is not a spinning ball? And I go, well, the Earth's covered of 71% water, right? The Earth's surface is 71% water. So you guys tell me, if water does not stick to the outside of a spinning ball, then...
I'm gonna stop you right there before you continue talking, okay, buddy? So yes, of course, like a basketball and you throw water at it. I mean, like some water might adhere to the surface, but for the most part, it's not gonna stick to it. Of course, the basketball doesn't have the kind of mass in which for gravity to overpower the local gravity that it experiences. Any situation you can think of that you experience is just a product of different forces acting on one another. And so if you had like a massive spatial body that could have gravity, you would see water stick to the outside of a quote unquote ball. Let's see. I'll screenshot. You guys can find it on Twitter at Godless Engineer. But so obviously you need a spatial body, a mass of material that is dense enough and has enough mass to have gravity, exert its forces on surrounding objects, water. Sorry, hold on. I'm spazzing out over here.
How can your surface be 71% water if water does not curve?
Because water does curve on our surface. We can prove this in multiple ways. There's the horizon on bodies of water in which you can look out and you can see the ships disappearing behind the horizon. I know that flat earthers like to say, well, it's just going out of our field of vision or whatever. But I mean, that doesn't make sense. because I mean we can obviously see way far out into the cosmos. So I mean it doesn't make sense that that is all that we can see. It makes more sense if there's actually a curve and you can't see past it. It also makes sense, when light refracts over it and you can see farther than you really should. So, I mean, these are all scientifically proven facts here. You're not giving us anything that's new or anything that is actually anything that can actually stand up to scientific scrutiny or any kind of scrutiny at all. Your whole water doesn't curve thing doesn't make sense.
If masses of water do not bend and curve, think I'm lying? Go fill up your bathtub with water.
Wait, hold on. Masses of water don't bend or curve? Motherfucker, have you ever played in the summer with a goddamn hose? No, you don't even have to do that. Just go out there and piss up in the air. Motherfucking water's gonna curve, because gravity's gonna pull it back down to Earth. Again, this all relies on fucking gravity, which you think water droplets disprove. I don't even know how that's possible, but you can bet that I'm going to go and look that video up and rip it on Flat Earth Friday too.
Go fill up your sink with water. Get any container you want and put water in it. You'll see water finds its level. That's why you have a level.
Sea level. Water does not lie. People do. Well, under that, then, I mean, you could be lying to me right now, so I don't even know why you're positing this. Sea level, water does not lie. People do. So level does not mean that it's like it doesn't mean flat. Like level doesn't mean, what he's trying to make it mean. And water does not lie. People do. I believe that you are convinced by people that were being disingenuous, maybe not exactly lying, but they were being disingenuous. Like, for instance, Samuel Robotham. If you guys don't know this guy, he was a particular con artist in the late 19th century that actually started the modern flat earth movement. Because he put out there in his Zetetic astronomy that, the Bedford level experiment. And there was a guy, a surveyor, that came in and proved how it's actually not flat. He proved it right there on the spot. But the guy that put up the money that the surveyor was supposed to win, he went and slandered his name. Not Joe Witness. Doesn't gravity assist a water droplet form? Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, at that particular level, it's more like static forces that kind of do it. Like it's not gravity, but it is static forces that cause them to clump together. There's actually a really cool experiment that you can look up where they shot these particles up into this really long tube. Right? They shot it up into the air and you're able to get like a few seconds of weightlessness. And so what they did was they observed these particles and the particles clumped together via static forces. So it wouldn't necessarily be like gravity that the water is how water droplets form. I would think that it would be static forces and water tension. Different things would go into it, but I wouldn't say that it was gravity. I haven't looked into like how water droplets form, but just spitballing it, I would say that it's more like static forces. Oh yeah, that's what I just read. Caitlin Chloe, I will pay you if I cannot buy peanut butter anymore. I will be the one to buy peanut butter, honey. I promise.
Do you ever measure anything? You ever use the bubble level? What's in there? Water. Because water finds its level. So it doesn't take rocket science. It doesn't take years of studying at Harvard and master's degrees to figure out that water does not curve. Period.
You just got to be an idiot in order to assert it, and I would say that you are an idiot. Maybe go a little bit lighter and say you're just ignorant of like the scientific information. But my guess is that you're not ignorant of the scientific information. You just totally outright fucking throw that scientific shit out the window because that's an appeal to authority or it's an appeal to popularity or a bandwagon. That's what you asserted earlier with your one meme. So, I mean, I get that when you look out and you see shit that's flat. I get that you fill a cup up and you see that it finds a level. I get that you see that, but you have to put things in the correct context, because like a cup, like this beer right here, right? This beer doesn't prove that the earth is flat. If I had a cup that was as big as the earth in some kind of fashion, then we would be able to see a curve. But guess what? It doesn't, because of fluid dynamics, this beer fills the container that it's in. If this container is actually curved on the bottom, guess what? This will curve too. Like if this thing was curved, like this whole cup was curved, you would end up seeing a curve. Well, if it was big enough, obviously. So my beer's flat. You're goddamn right, it's flat. No, it's actually really good. For Bud Light, it's really good.
So people always ask me, what's my number one proof? To me, that is my number one proof. I tell everyone when they try to question me on the flat earth. They have all sorts of questions. How does this work? How does that work? How does gravity work on flat earth? And we can get into that all day. But
could we get into it right now? Because your video is only 4 minutes long. I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like you would need to say some shit like that.
my number one proof is again, masses of water do not curve.
Honestly, this video could be like 2 minutes long. He could have cut this in half, basically, because, I mean, all it's been doing is repeating the same thing. Water does not curve. Water does not curve. But I mean, it does curve.
So, that's it. Just want to make this quick video talking about...
If you believe in the globe, you believe in curved oceans. Trust your senses. You've never seen a curved ocean with your own eyes. Well, that's because nobody has really needed to look far enough out into the ocean to see the curve. But I mean, you could see the curve. Like, you could see the curve in a plane. I mean, it's only a slight curve because you need to be much higher. But you know, it's just you see a curve every day. Like right now, we're all existing on a curve because we're all on the Earth. I think probably the only people that don't exist on a curve are the people in the ISS, because I mean they're just in a space station circling the Earth.
A little bit about water. Like I said, I did a whole episode on water, and not gonna get too much into it here. But I want to know your guys' number one proof when people ask you why you think the Earth is flat. What's your number one proof? Let me know down below.
Hey, if you're a flat earther watching this dumbass video right now, how about you leave a comment down below letting us know why you think the Earth is flat. We promise not to ridicule you too bad, although if you say some dumb shit like water droplets prove that gravity doesn't exist, we might have to rip you a new asshole. But please, flat earthers, right now, leave a comment below with why the fuck you're dumb. I feel like that's how you end that particular thing. Please tell me why you're dumb as shit.
And again, on the other side of the coin, if you're not a flat earther and you're, one of those people who believe in NASA and believe in science, what's your number one proof that the Earth isn't flat?
Oh, okay. Good question. If we could have had this earlier, I mean, we could have saved a whole lot of minutes. Maybe a couple. So what is my number one proof that the Earth is a globe? I would love to know what you would point to as your number one proof. But I would say that my number one proof is the fact that we can look out into the universe and we can see other spatial bodies in our solar system. We can have we can do the math for satellites to orbit around a globe. And they work. So being able to look out and we can see other planetary bodies and see how they are spherical, then that I would say that that's a pretty good one. I mean, I don't think that there's any number one way. I mean, I could tell you about how to calculate the circumference of the Earth, but you'll just shit on that because they really don't like that particular experiment. I could explain to you how earthquakes really wouldn't exist in the way that we know them to if the Earth was flat. And that the way that earthquakes, send vibrations through the Earth match a globe Earth model. And also, there's the fact that the globe Earth has existed since like the 6th century BC. Like, the globe Earth model has existed since then. Another thing is that I forget who it was, honey, but they were trying to fix the lunar predictions, or the lunar eclipse predictions, or the lunar phase predictions, and they were doing it through a geocentric model, and they're yeah, they couldn't predict the phases of the moon or lunar eclipses or solar eclipses. They couldn't predict them because their calendar was all fucked up. And then when they put it in a heliocentric model with shit, orbiting around, in orbits, it worked. So, I mean, there's a lot of lines of evidence here. I would love to know what you think is the number one go-to proof that we live on a globe. So I would love to know. Let's see. We got a super chat. John Bona. I've never seen an atom with my own eyes either. I still believe in them. There's more to reality than merely what you can see with the naked eye. Well, you see, here's another thing, is that we can test for a lot of shit, right? There's a lot of things that that we can test for, that we can test for and see the effects of them. And that's how we know shit like atoms exist, how protons, electrons, and neutrons exist. That's how we know that the quantum particles exist. So, I mean, we can see the effects on the things around us, even if we can't directly observe them. Like, for instance, that's how we found black holes and figured out those existed, was because we saw the effects around it, even though we couldn't actually see the black hole. Wellington Smith. Chemtrails prove the flat earth. Suck on that, GE. Thank you, Wellington. I believe Wellington is a Patreon too, so I appreciate the extra money. This is not for peanut butter. Thank you, Jar Jar Baloo. We won't buy peanut butter with that $10. All right.
So then, just want to know. I get asked this question all the time. I want to know your guys' response. Something I thought I should talk about. So what is your number one proof?
Princess Caroline, buy yourself a case of peanut butter beer. It's yummy. I that's interesting. I will have to look into that.
That the earth is flat. Catch you guys in the next one. Till then, like, subscribe, and share.
I agree. Like and subscribe and share this shit. Not his shit. His shit's dumb as fuck.
And peace.
Hey, deuces, buddy. Oh. Why is this part there? Like, you don't even know. Like, this was uploaded recently. You don't even know how to do end cards, motherfucker? I mean, on my live streams, I don't really program it for end cards, but I mean, goddamn. Anyways, that was the video for tonight. I hope you heathens enjoyed it. It was kind of a short one. There was another thing that I found, and it was actually a little girl whose parents had her on camera, and they were doing. Hold on, let me go back to my cam real quick. Huh? Yes. So there was a video where a little girl was filmed expressing why she thinks that the earth is flat. And she was maybe 8 years old. Okay? Of course, I have an 8-year-old son. But they basically had her on camera explaining why she thinks that the earth is flat. And she gave the example of jumping up and landing down in the same spot. Now, just to explain this kind of briefly, and I didn't download the video or anything like that because it is a small child, and I'm not about to do that on this channel. But basically, the reason why you can jump up and land down in the exact same spot is because we are moving along with the earth. How fast the earth is moving, we are also moving that fast. So in order for us to change direction suddenly, like the earth would need to stop, or it would need to speed up all of a sudden, or slow down all of a sudden. But we are moving along with it. It's the exact same thing as being on a bus and you got like an apple and you're throwing it up in the air and it's coming back down in your hand. You're on a bus and you're moving and yet the apple stays right there in your hand. Why? That's because you and the apple are moving at the same speed as the bus. So it actually is moving through like space, but it's just moving at the exact same speed as you and the bus are moving. So therefore, you throw it up, it comes back down, lands right in your hand. The same thing is applicable to the Earth because we are going as fast as the Earth is spinning. So you would have to jump up way far in order to actually come down in a different spot. I doubt that anybody can do that, but hey, I would love to see you try. So we had a super chat. Tuxan Core. Take my money. Keep going. Thank you, Tuxan Core. I appreciate the super chat. But yeah, so let's get to comments of the day. Prepare to facepalm yourself in the next week. No. I know. Let's see. Let's get a good comment. Let's start with a solid comment at first. Oh yeah, this is a good one right here. All you motherfuckers won't be around in the next generation, but the Quiverful will. Run to the mother how? Why the fuck do you fucking care? I'm sick of assholes hating Christianity. P.S. I am not a Christian, by the way. But when your ass is in a nursing home, the Quiverful will be taking care of their own. Well, you see, I have a son and I have a girlfriend that I'm going to wife soon. And I can guarantee you that we're going to get put in a nursing home where other people are going to wipe our ass. I'm not going to have my son wipe my ass when I'm like 70 and he's however old that would be. I'm not going to have him wipe my ass. I'm going to pay somebody else to wipe my ass. Strangers will wipe my ass. Thank you very fucking much. Also, watch your fucking mouth on this fucking channel, you fucker. Earbud warning. Oh, somebody asked what the Quiverful movement is. Okay, so the Quiverful movement is this whole idea that you basically fuck until the woman's vagina, or not vagina, but uterus falls out from having way too many kids. There's that, but there's also this whole hierarchy of the family and how the dad pretty much controls everything in the family. And it's just basically a sect of like fundamentalist Christians that exist out there, where they take like, they take the whole family structure and everything like that pretty seriously. They're also usually creationists, what's his name? Josh Fucktard. No, not Fierstein. He was part of a large Quiverful family that it was like pretty, it was pretty big in the news that he was on Ashley Madison. Yeah, I did. Josh, fuck, I can't remember. Anyways, that guy, they were part of a big family. So, I mean, that's what they are. Duggars! Thank you, everybody. Duggars. Josh Duggar. Can't believe I forgot that fucker. So, earbud warning, people. I gotta get in the right thing. You dumb retarded! God is true because we need him to not kill people every day. If God doesn't exist, then why are there still monkeys? The Big Bang is a lie made by Satan. Charles Darwin was a lesbian. The earth is flat. Hillary Clinton sucks Richard Dawkins' dick. So I'm fairly certain this is a troll. That's a good comment, by the way. I like that. Thank you for allowing me to scream into everybody's ear for a moment. Oh yeah, this is the one I posted earlier that I just love how straight to the point it was. Fat Jew! I don't even know. Like, Like, it is fat Jews supposed to be something that's bad? Like, I don't care if like if there's a Jew that's fat. Like, that just doesn't bother me at all. I like that one guy who was fat, then he's skinny, then he's fat again. What is his name? Josh. Why are they always fucking Josh? Everybody's the Josh today. Somebody said that was edited. Yeah. So I peruse Reddit regularly, and I'm actually subscribed to the Christianity subreddit. And this is what I saw. Baptized by my best friend in the river on my birthday. Absolutely life changing. Okay, so I wanted to bring this up because there have literally been people that have been like eaten by alligators because they got baptized in a river. Girl, I get that you want to be saved by Jesus's Holy Spirit through the water. What the fuck ever. Do it in a pool. Do not do it in a river. An alligator might get your ass. Okay? I don't want to see another dead Christian getting baptized, saved by God, then immediately recalled. Yeah.
It's God's plan.
It's God's plan for her to get baptized and then get eaten. It's like, well, at least she was saved. All right, so here's a mythicist comment. Gotta love these. I wish you employed the same critical thinking when it comes to the historical Jesus. You bash flat earthers, rightfully so, for claiming the earth is flat, yet you turn around and say that Jesus never existed. Hashtag how ironic. So I get this a lot with comparing me to young earth creationists and whatnot. With the exception that I actually have good explanations for why I think it, they only have bad explanations. So no, I am not as bad as a flat earther. I'm not like throwing out my critical thinking skills or anything like that. I'm actually engaging my critical thinking skills. I'm critically thinking about it because when you really consider like the whole, oh, well, New Testament scholars agree that it existed. I come back with, these same fucks say that Jesus actually rose from the fucking dead. What are you, so you're telling me you're going to cherry pick their evidence for Jesus, but then turn right around and use the exact same kind of shit to prove that Jesus resurrected from the dead? No, I don't believe that. That's why I question the New Testament scholars and shit. They do not know the way. Xander would love that, and I'm sure that if he were here, he would love it. Josiah Hansen, my parents went to the Ark Park today and buy it all. Like they bought the Ark? Oh, they buy into it all. Okay. Let's see. Fat Jew. Here's another one. Well, atheists have no proof for the non-existence of God. Stop pretending that you do. For one thing, I don't have to prove that God doesn't exist. That's not a thing that you can do. It would be a lot like me saying, oh, well, you know, the Loch Ness Monster doesn't exist because I have proof that says it doesn't exist. I think that there's always a possibility for those things to exist, I guess, including God, but I think that it's a low probability. So for all intents and purposes, I say that, well, God doesn't exist. Until you can prove that God does exist, then, I mean, you can't say that, you know, like you have to say that he doesn't exist. And as far as the God that we have descriptions for, those don't exist. So until you can substantially prove that a God exists, then God just simply doesn't exist. Because, I mean, it's like, then you would have to give me proof for like any kind of weird random claim if we use the logic that he displayed here. Like the purple dinosaur in the sky that has a huge dick and likes to teach the alphabet to kids. Like you would have to prove that that particular purple dinosaur with the big dick in the sky actually exists. Like you don't just take my word for it. It's like, well, let me try to prove him wrong. I don't know. I can't do a search of the sky every second of every day to prove that it's not up there. Peachy's in the chat. What up, Peach? Oh. Peachy's busy doing the fake virus research. Practical theist. Fandoms prove that the characters need not be real to be obsessed over. And I don't know if the practical theist is like an old title or whatnot, but I mean, I have to say, I respect theists that actually that own up to this kind of thing. So thank you, practical theist, for commenting. That wasn't supposed to be, that's not a shit comment. That was just a genuine thank you for commenting kind of comment. No. I'm not Mr. Atheist. No. And then there's Ben's story. Jesus Christ, that fucking face. Someone put this cunt out of its misery ASAP. ASAP! Please. I like these comments because they have little to no value, and I can just sit back and laugh at how sad their lives must be that they just have to comment that kind of bullshit. Let's see. Here's a good one. Such a fat, ugly loser. What are you, 50? Keep pushing your agenda. Too much of a follower to think for yourself. Look at all you sickly looking trolls. You Reds, you, the whole non sequitur, which he spelled non sequitur. Must get a lot of pussy. Goose. Oh man. The only thing that would make that better is if it said edited. Hey Jew. No, I can't. Primarily because I don't have the strums. Cutthroat Gigolo. NASA shill paycheck 31,583. Thank you, Cutthroat Gigolo. I appreciate. Juggalo? What did I say? Gigolo? I'm sure he wouldn't mind being a cutthroat gigolo. That would be a little scary, I guess. How serious you take your job? I slit throats. Oh well, fuck. That's the point. All right. So this one's pretty good. Hey, dumb ass! I suppose you think there are 15,000 satellites up there providing you with your GPS. You must be dumb if you don't know that the ground positioning system works via land towers. So how is fucking net? So how is your miserable life, Dumbo, that came from a monkey, that came from a dinosaur, that came from a big bang, that came from nothing? You can't be much of an engineer if your life is built on a spinning ball that, oh, what is the fucking point? I like how he interrupted himself and didn't actually finish his original thought after he interrupted himself. I don't know if maybe that was the point, but I feel like that's that's interesting. Yeah, he called it a ground positioning system. He's talking about triangulation, and how triangulation works is that you're on the ground and you can see different landmarks, and then you can, if you know how far away you are, you can figure out exactly where you are on a map. And that works really well. And before we had satellites, there were towers that were put up where you could do the not GPS, but you could do the triangulations, right, and know where you are. But GPS does not stand for ground positioning system. It's global positioning satellites. So or global positioning system, sorry, not satellites. I misspoke. Yeah. So I don't know. There's nothing that the fact that there are not towers just fucking everywhere proves that it's not a ground system. That's true. Mike Lemons is true, because I used to work on a system that required GPS, And that's the reason why I know like the like how GPS works and all of that. Like GPS, normally you have to have at least 3 satellites in the air, but the more satellites that you have visible to you, the more accurate it is. That's the reason why some GPS units, if they're so accurate, they have to have so many satellites in the air that it can communicate with in order to know exactly where it's at. So, I mean, I know how GPS works. This is not how it works the way this guy says it. The last comment we'll do is atheism is a belief of fools. The word of God is true, and anybody who doesn't think so is a liar and also a fool. Oh, okay. I like how anybody that disagrees with me turns into a liar. Are you a Trump supporter? Because I feel like that's what Trump supporters would say, but I digress. Excuse me. So, if you have any comments or any questions, rather, that you would like me to answer in the chat, super chats will get precedence over all the others. I can't guarantee that everybody's question will be answered, but I will do my best. So, if you have any questions, whether it be about mythicism or about Trump or anything like that, Christopher. It's God prayer system. Duh. Thank you, Chrismer. I appreciate that. Hey, Godless Engineer, any advice for people new to creating skeptic videos? The best thing that I can really say, best piece of advice is just to make them. Getting over that hurdle of making your first one is usually the hardest step, and the best way to do it is just to do it however you can. Either get an avatar and just record your voice and put it on there. You could do that, but just picking a topic and using your voice on that particular topic is a good starting point. Or if you have a video in mind that you want to do or you want to respond to, pick the video regardless of who else has done the video. It doesn't matter. The point is that you are putting in your 2 cents, and that is what matters. Reese, Godless Engineer, don't poke that doll with any needles. Don't hurt some poor girl out of curiosity. Oh, I don't plan on it. We're going to keep it safe. And so if it is a voodoo doll, we'll make sure that little girl doesn't go harmed, okay? Artists/bands? Okay. Wellington says, this has been fun, but I have to go buy more Metamucil and vodka. See you, Wellington. Thank you for being a patron, and thank you for your donations tonight. I appreciate it. Godless Engineer, does Trump exist? Oh, fuck. I wish I could say I hope not, but we know that he does. Frustrated Atheist, if Jesus ascended to heaven and there is a firmament, where did he go? Well, it's probably one of those situations where it's like, you see on the security camera where the woman walks into the door, doesn't realize she's got to open the door, and, walks into it again, and then finally she gets it. I feel like that's probably what happened. Like, he was rising up into heaven, and he's like, ka-clank! Oh, shit. Ka-clank! Oh, I forgot to open the door, and he opens up. It's like one of those little hatch things that you see in trucks or whatnot. He just flips it open, and he goes up it. A rapture hatch. God of Spaghetti, GE, you took anti-NASA mercury shot tonight. Snorted enough cleaner powder to counteract logical thinking. Oh, I did. You know me. Oh, that Jesus shit is good. Let's see. Godless Engineer, have you ever actually heard a good argument for the flat Earth? No. I've never heard a good argument for the flat Earth. That I don't think one exists. Like, I get being skeptical, I guess, but be skeptical in that you learn something new, not just taking like bullshit information and automatically assuming that it's true. Like, like the whole water doesn't curve thing, all it takes is just a little bit of time to look into why water curves, and you could understand it. I am not opposed, Adam, to the legalization of cannabis. I think that it should be legal. I do not partake in it myself, but I don't look down on those that do. Bob Jenkins, Godless Engineer, you should be able to. You should try to get a believable FE model together with other FE educators. Reds. I don't see how there could be a believable model put together at all. Reese asks, I think Jesus' sacrifice was invalid because it wasn't done by a Levitical priest and not done on an altar. I want to hear your thoughts. See, that's the thing, is that there was a lot of fucky things about well, yeah, they weren't allowed to sacrifice people, one, that was against the rules. But also if the events played out up until, like, you know, the Levitical priest, you know, handing them over to the Romans, like before that point, he would have actually been stoned, and he would have been stoned by, you know, the Jewish people of the town. They would have just taken him out there and fucking stoned him. Because it's blasphemy is what he was charged with. Not, I mean, so it doesn't make sense that they would have the Romans do it. But also, I would say that Christianity was, oh, fuck me. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to do my fucking camera and shit, and should come back up. There we go. Okay. There we go. So Christianity was looking to sort of like destroy the old ways and start a new way. So it makes sense that they wouldn't do it exactly by the way the Sanhedrin would have actually done it. They did it their own way, mainly because like it was prophesized or whatever that the Messiah was going to have to suffer. So, huh? Uh, Crap. Can you read that again? Okay. Okay. So why does the Bible get used as a basis for the flat Earth? Because the Bible is representative of like these old models of how the Earth was constructed or whatever, or how the Earth system actually was. It's just another representation of that, because you have different societies out there that were, you know, thinking that the Earth was flat and that like there was a dome and everything like that. So I mean, there were other societies out there that were doing it. It's just that the Bible is still mainstream, you know, and it's used by a lot of people, and that's a good way to convince people, oh, the Earth is flat because the Bible says so, on the authority of the Bible. I did see Blue Marble ask, do you plan on working with other people apart from Reds? I'm totally up with working with anybody on either flat Earth or any other subject. So, do I have a job? Yeah, I have a job. Thank you for asking. Huh? What? I know. I have a software engineering job. I have 2 degrees in which I got my job with. So let's see. Frustrated atheist. If Jesus wasn't real, explain why my hand hurts every time I touch my Peter. Stop fucking your hand, I guess. I don't know. Are you fucking it through like the Christ hole? Yeah, I did. um. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna be it for tonight. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you want to, you know, subscribe, if you're not already subscribed, please do subscribe. I would appreciate it. Somebody asked, does Steve McRae exist? Maybe. Not really. I mean, the software engineering degree, I mean, it helps me make like for instance, I made my own website. The website that I have now is more WordPress, but I did have to tweak like the WordPress a little bit to get it to do what I wanted it to do. But I mean, it's really like the software engineering stuff. Just is pretty much just for actually programming programs and websites and stuff. And then Keon asked if I would do a PhD in computer engineering. I could, but I'm probably not. But anyways, I am gonna see you heathens later. Don't forget to stand up, use your voice, all that kind of good shit. And y'all have a safe weekend. I'm probably going to stream some gaming this weekend, so if you want to go on over to GE Plays, I'm going to put that link right now in the chat. You want to go there, you want to subscribe to it or whatnot, or subscribe to me on Twitch as Godless Engineer, please do it. Well, follow on Twitch, not subscribe, because subscribe you got to pay money for and shit, which I don't think I can actually do on there. But anyways, I'll see you heathens later. Bye, guys.